Welcome back to Byerwood. We are going to be working on a bunch of different things in the city, but in this episode, I'm going to mainly focus right now on redoing this mall area. So, I know in a previous episode I liked the roundabout building, but I just don't think this is the best spot for it because I think the mall needs to be just a little bit bigger. I think the amount of stores that it had before just wasn't adequate for the size of the mall and the demands that it has. So I think putting in these extra department stores will give it the size that it should actually have. I think there will be another spot in the city for the roundabout buildings. It's just not going to be in this area because I don't think it's really doable. These bigger department stores, they fit a lot better and they help the mall look a lot larger, and without that roundabout building the mall looks a little more like in place. And these new stores that I've added allow the mall to look a lot better and like a lot more realistic as well. So it's gonna take some getting used to, and I'm reworking a lot of different roads and how the mall works in terms of traffic and stuff like that. But I think it's overall a lot better than what I had before, just because of realism and just it's a bigger mall now. It's a pretty big city, so the mall should be pretty big as well. And I think it's a lot more sizable and a lot better now. So I'm very happy with that. Just adding some parking lots here, and it's a lot different than the layout of the other mall because there's a lot more space, and I think there's going to be a lot better of a flow from this mall to the downtown. So I like what this new idea, this new layout of the mall can bring to the city. So I'm very happy with the switches that I made. So now I'm transitioning towards working on the skyline again, and mostly just filling in buildings and filling in plots and areas that need to be filled in, because there's just some areas of the city that aren't finished yet. I just didn't pick buildings or fill in some plots that I needed to, so I'm going back and fixing things and relining them up. One thing that I'm glad I really got was the mod that allows the roads to look a lot more realistic. I think it's Roads United, or Roads United, like American or United States, but the roads look a lot better now than the in-game roads, and it makes the city look a lot realistic by just adding one mod. So there's mods like that in City Skylines that can create a huge difference in the way your game looks just by adding one simple mod and a asset that goes along with it. And I think the yellow lines are a lot better than the in-game roads for sure. And it works with the network extension mods, so they just work nice together. So they all look a lot better having this shader or texture on, so I'm glad that I added that into the city. It was much needed. A lot of my time in the city is spent just going back and working on things that I've worked on in the past, and that's just because I'm never really 100% final with my work, and I always think that I could get better with things. So it's my intention is that things are never really finished, but some things I would consider. But even buildings that I liked and places that I liked get replaced, and that's just how it is, because I always am gonna change things, and it's just how the game works. But I like changing the things that I build, because even though it's going back on what I chose, I get the best final creation, and that's what I'm looking for the most. You can see the prominent buildings within the city and the prominent buildings along the roads that connect to other prominent roads, and I think with the network mod, these roads just look a lot better, and it looks a lot more realistic because it has the lines, and the lanes look a lot more realistic too. So this avenue just looks a lot better and a lot better sized than the other roads on the side. So I'm just placing some more buildings adjacent to the arena. So these are just some generic office building and commercial. They're nothing really special, but I just need something to go across the street from this place. So I just picked it to be that. one thing I try to do is I try to work with the time and the light textures, because I want the city to look good in all different types of environments, whether it's dark or light. So I'm always going to be changing stuff when it comes to that too. But for the most part, I think we're done here, and it's just a great touch-up video, and a lot of videos are going to be like that, just me touching things up. So if you want to see me build something new, suggest something in the comments, and I'll see if I can get to it. But besides that, have a good day. Bye-bye.